Okay, going to try and put the leg on now. Now this may look very simple. In principle it is, but there are some complex elements to it, so bear with me. I'm going to use this midriff as reference. So if I go to sketch, I'm going to do from that surface there, draw a circle roughly about there. Okay, I know that circle is 7mm in diameter. Click on there and we go to 7. Okay, and I need to make it concentric to what I'm putting it onto. Let's make that concentric. Green tick. Okay, and then I'm going to go to features and I'm going to go to extrude boss base, and I'm going to go up to surface up there and unmerge. Okay, now you'll notice from your drawing there's two different measurements here and they're 0.2 of a millimetre out, and I'll explain why in a second. So I'm now going to do a little bit of the boot version. So press the space bar, click on that part there, go to sketch, click on that there, put a centre line in just so I've got my centre point. Okay, there's probably no real need to do this, but it's worth doing. I'm going to that's a bit of an oxymoron, but you'll understand what I mean. I'm going to go from there down to there, across to there, up to there. Okay, and a random line to about there. Now I do know that is tangential to that curve, so I'm going to go to convert entities, click on that there. Okay, and just make sure that that point and that point are actually, I don't need to do that, I know it's done it already, but if I do that line, hold shift key down to that curve and make it tangent, it should go black. Perfect. And I know that that line is to there, should be 5.6. Okay, and I know from that point to that point is 11.3, and I know from that point to that point, make sure you pick the lines not the points, is 7.8. okay, and the height of the foot from there to there is 3.3. Okay, so I've got the basic parameters of the boot there. So I need to trim back stuff now. So I'm going to trim that off, and there it's gone the blue I want. And this time I'm going to go to features, extrude boss base. Okay, and I want to go up to vertex. So up to vertex, I'm going to pick that inner point of that there, and that's the 0.2 difference. I want to merge results, but I want to select the particular bodies, and it's just that one there. I do not want to pick that there. And there I have my basic foot. That's the easy part. Next part is the really difficult part. Okay, I'm going to just hide the rest of the model for the moment. Quickest way to do that is either right hand click over and just go to the eye to hide, or you can find it in your solid bodies folder. Just hover over and hide these parts. So what I'm going to do now is actually put in that hole for the leg. You'll see why in a bit. So go to sketch, click on that point there. It doesn't matter the sequence you do stuff in, but you might have to work out on paper and pencil first. Alright, I know that's on the centre, but I'm just going to make sure that it is concentric. Okay, green tick, and then just give it a dimension, and that is 2.22 at its biggest point. Do that at 2.22. Okay, if you look at your previous drawing, you now want to extrude this, and what I would do, you can either take the measurement of the stub from the midriff for the leg peg, or as I'm going to do, I'm going to extrude cut, and I'm going to actually offset from surface, that's the back end of this surface, by 1.5. Okay, you'll see why in a minute. And I need to put in a draft angle of 0.5 and do it that way. Now I'll come back to that later because there's going to be some stuff cut away when we do stuff. So that's for the leg to go in at the moment. I'm also now going to, there's two ways I can do this. I can either do it through a sketch and extrude cutting, or I can shell. So just let me see if we can do the shell. I'll just demonstrate it first. So go to shell. Okay, the parameter is 1.5, that's the wall thickness, although there are multi-thicknesses that we have to change. Now you shouldn't have any more than 2, but I know, well, I'll do it, we'll try it and see what goes on. So if I did the multi-thickness one, let's just select the face that I don't want. I don't want that one, and that's got 1.5. But if I've got multi-thicknesses, I'm going to leave that for now. You'll see what happens is it's given me that, which is absolutely fine actually. There's a little step there which we can flatten out. That's not a problem. That's only because of that there. So I might actually leave that in. I'm just going to put a little bit of a radius on that. I'll do that first. That's a 1.5 radius on that there, just to try and get even wall thickness. And you'll see why I'm doing it in a bit. Now in there, okay, if you look at your drawings, we have a 1mm and a 1.8mm wall thickness on those sides. It's purely because of the holes that go through that are actually dictating that. As you'll see, I've got diameter and a radius. Try and stick to either radiuses or diameters. It's just drawing etiquette. So if you look at your drawing and you look at the actual centre view, that's what you've got. And with the third angle projection, that is there. So down the bottom is your 1mm thick, and that's your 1.8 thick. So to do that quite quickly, if I just go to sketch, I want to sketch on that surface there. Sometimes it doesn't. I want to go to convert entities. It's done it for me. Features, and I'm going to go extrude cut. I'm going to go offset from surface, and that one there is 0.8. Click on that surface, change that to 0.8. Okay, and give it a green tick. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this surface. I'm going to keep the step in actually. So go to sketch, click on that surface, and I need to get this so it's 1mm off. So that is really going down by 0.5. So convert entities, click on that one, and features, extrude cut. Okay, and do that at 0.5 to leave me 1mm. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same again here. So sketch on that surface, and I'm going to go to features. No, I'm not. So sketch, convert entities, click on there, and features, extrude cut. And it should be my last 0.5. There we go. So I've now got fairly even both sides. So my next step is, I've got that hole in there, is to put the circles in the back on that surface there. Now from your drawing you'll see that there was a centre line of 3.23. So if I go to sketch, okay, I'm just going to put a centre line in. You can call it centre line or construction line, doesn't really matter. Most of them are used for centres. I'm just going to put it in randomly down that base there. Put a smart dimension in from there to there, and put that in at 3.23. It should go black. Perfect. I now know I can put my circles onto there. Now I'm going to be a bit naughty. I know I've got the dimensions on there, what they should be, but I just want to see if I've actually got this right. Let me just put the height in, not the diameters. That height is 4. Okay, and the second height, better draw it in first. It's up there somewhere. They are actually both equal, so let's just see. Let's do it this way. You can put a dimension in, but I'm going to do it a slightly different way. Now this little button here allows me different display states. I want to see that inner wall. So what I'm going to do is click on that there, hold the shift key down and click on that inner wall and then make them tangential. Now you can see automatically by doing that, that has gone over to that point there. So there is a slight issue in terms of the actual dimensions. And I think in terms it should be 0.8 rather than that 1mm, but we can go back in and sort that out in a minute. If I click away, that's gone black, but that one hasn't, because why? We haven't got the height. Smart dimension there. Okay, and that should be 12.4. Okay, let's give that a green tick. I'm just going to change my display state just to see if I'm right. Let's go back into that one there. And let's go back into that, edit that sketch feature. Okay, and that was down 0.5. Let's take that down to 0.7, or should be not. Let's go 0.7. Okay, and let's just edit that one. Edit feature. Do the same with that one. 0.7. Which means we've got 0.8 both sides. They should be fairly equal. Now, if I go back to my display state, come back to that, you can see, go on the end, slightly more. So there's a little bit of an anomaly there. It doesn't matter. I'd rather it be as it is now than it was before. So change display state back. And what I need to do now is go to features and go to extrude cut. Okay, and I know it's up to that surface, so I want to pick on that. Should pick up on it should pick up on my other one as well. Yes, it should. Yeah, okay, and this time I want to go up to surface, that one there. Okay, and there we have the two circles being cut through. I'm not 100% sure why this is. I think it's probably just to save plastic and make it more of an efficient part. But we've got that there, and we now need to do something here to cut through. So press spacebar, and you'll notice from your drawing there's a sort of square that goes through this here. Now I'm going to have to look at a drawing I've already done for you that I've made changes on. Well, actually, no, I don't need to look at the drawing because I know what it is. So I'm going to sketch again on that surface. Sketch, pick that area there, click on that surface there. I'm going to draw a line roughly about there somewhere. Don't know where it is. I'm going to draw a line roughly going across that way. Okay, and I'm going to convert my entities of that circle there and that bit there. Okay, and I'm going to trim that away. Actually, probably a little bit premature, but we'll try and see. Oh, what have I just done? I didn't want to do that. And this is when I can never get it back into where I want to go. Easy mistake to do. Oh, Arthur saved the bell. Okay, if you accidentally do what I just did, it's quite easy to rectify. Just pick it up, and when you get close, you see that little icon appears. I'll just drop it, click it when it appears. There you go. There's your command to manage your back. My stupid mistake, but there we go. What I wanted to do is actually go onto this box here and go to my aspects there. So what I'm looking for here is a smart dimension from that point there to there, and that should be 4mm. Okay, it might actually need to be a little bit bigger, but I'll show you why in a little bit. And I actually want that to be 1.5 millimeters off the top because it is the thickness of the God, my mind is really going. It's the thickness of the wall thickness. Okay, I'm just going to trim. I'm going to trim that out. I'm going to trim that out. Okay, I'm just going to bring back my bit of configuration. And what I want to do now is go into features, and I want to go to extrude cut. Okay, and I want to go to offset from surface. Click on that one there. Okay, and I want to do that by 1.5. Okay, I don't have a preview at the moment, so this may not work. Why is this not working? Selected contours. Do that and give a green tick, and it failed. End surface cannot terminate the extruded feature. Now this may be because I've got that hole in the place there, so you probably say to me, why can't I put that hole through? It's a good point actually, I probably could do. Let me just go cut extrude. Let's go, it should do it. Let's translate surface. There we go, that's the key I wanted. And you can see there my aspect there. So I give that a green tick. You'll see now that I've got a point there. So before I put any 0.2 fillets in around, I just go back to my part. Oh, sorry. Make sure it comes back in. You'll see that fits quite nicely, and you'll see that it actually does clear a particular aspect. Now you can see that cut extrude 1.5 off has gone way back. So if I go into that and I go to edit feature, I'm going to come back to 2 millimeters. That's offset from that outside wall, and just see what happens. Okay, almost gone. Should we go in a little bit more? Let's just, these are little adjustments you'd make, but let me just try again. Edit parts, feature, sorry. Let's go 2.2 and give us a green tick. Perfect, so I've got that part. Now that can be moulded. As previous ones I didn't. I mean, ideally to me that should come up to that surface there. If you can hear scratching in the background, the dog has now put his ball under the bed, so I may have to stop. But again, that is something that you can actually play with, or actually look at the data on your sheet that you've got to actually see what the distance is from there to there. Or I can just go in at the minute. If I go to that sketch there, click on there, and then click on that surface there. Okay, distance 3.26. These are all very odd dimensions, as you probably are aware. So let me just go onto this here and see if I can edit this feature. It's not that one there. So I could probably come in. That's a good point. I can do it this way. If I come out of that, let's have a look here. Let's go to my measuring tape this time again. Let's just go into that surface there, and let's go in on the end of that one there. So 0.4 of a millimeter. So if I go and edit this sketch, go onto that there, edit sketch. Okay, that's 4. I'll make that 3.6. Okay, 3.6. Okay, and give it the green tick. Okay, you'll see that that's gone a little bit further, but not as far as I should have done. I don't know what I did there, but you get the idea. Now, to get your other leg over, pardon the expression, what we'll do is we won't actually do the other leg in this. We will just save it out, and we will then mirror it in the assembly. So it's reduction apart, and we'll do one arm as well. And just before I stop this video, let's just bring back the other parts so you get an idea of how we're actually building the parts up. So I would just go into fillet and go to 0.2 and just put some nice sort of generalized fillets. You can use this sort of scenario as well. Everything there. The green tick doesn't like it, so you might have to just go around and do it individually or do face fillets. So I'm just going to go around 0.2. There we go. Sometimes it will do it for you. It used to do it for you. There you go. It's gone round. Do that one. That one. I don't need to do the bottom ones. This is quite interesting. Oh, I nearly forgot. Let me just do that. Okay, let's just agree to that. Okay, let's just hide this. And let's go fillet. Let's put a little fillet. Oh, didn't want to do that face clear section. That one out. Okay, 0.2. It's not going to like it, so I might go 0.18. Does it like it or not? No. Let's go 0.1. It should do a 0.2, but sometimes they can be a little bit fickle. Let's just clear selection. Try once more. Let's just go circular. Let's just go conic radius. No. Conic radius. You can probably really hear the dog getting frustrated now, but he's let's try that. No. Okay. You can do, let's try face fillet. Let's try face 0.2. So let's pick that face and then that face there. Still doesn't like it. Okay, we need to work that one out. Well, have a go yourself, but you've got all the basics there to do what is required to be done to get you your leg. Okay, next video will be the arm.